Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, where we round up today's action against Chelsea. A 2-0 win, an emphatic 2-0 win. 2 goals from Sadio Mane means that the Campiones take away 3 points again from Stamford Bridge. And there was all this talk this week, wasn't there, about how Frank's got Klopp sussed out, if you're on Twitter. That's why I've made the title of this video, My Ass Has He Got Him Sussed Out Whatsoever. Guys, if you're watching this, please get your comments in, get your shares in. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Kop TV. The very first fan, the fan I always come to first, because he's found me like that now. It's the bro, James Redmond, who's doing a little dance,
Alex, don't start with me, brother! I cannot believe it, bro. Well, I can believe it. I absolutely can believe it, as I did predict it right. But
yeah, just to start, before we get into anything, James predicted this score would be 2-0 to Liverpool.
And what a better man to get those 2 fucking goal assholes than my brother. My brother, Alex, you're getting it now, and you're getting it because I'm in a good mood. I'm in a belter mood. I said it in my video. I'm saying it in yours. I stand by what I said 3 years ago, my brother. I am not taking no backsies. I don't give a fuck. Sadio Mane is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. And anyone wants to say anything otherwise, suck my toe. Amen.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were going to say then, especially with some young kids watching, but a nice recovery. Yeah, absolutely. I think Sadio Mane is the star man today. I think what sums up Sadio Mane is his second goal. You see him pass the ball back to Kepa by accident, and you see in the camera, he's so angry with himself, he jumps up, he's frustrated.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he absolutely chases down Kepa, and it's 2-0, slots it in. When that second one goes in, I mean, listen, Right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go through it chronologically. Let's start at the beginning. Liverpool dominating possession, very high press, forcing Chelsea into loads of mistakes. The red card, talk to me.
Right, so for that red card, I shout, the first instinct, which really you should go off a lot, is I said red card. And I said red card, and this is my logistics because of it. I see that as a one-on-one chance. Henderson pings that ball through. He can easily slot that over. Mane is also getting the edge. He's getting the edge on Christensen.
He's got away from him.
And one thing I think that should deter or should at least play a factor in it being a red card or a yellow is whether was it an intentional tackle. That was not an intentional tackle. That was not a tackle. That was a rugby tackle. That weren't trying to get the ball. That was genuinely trying to stop the run of play of what could have been in that moment a goal, 1-0 at the end of the first half. I understood why he done it. I would want my player to try and do something in that situation as well. But if anyone says that that's not a red card, mate, that's absolutely ridiculous because it one-on-one, takes him down purposely, fully intentional, got to be a red card.
Yeah, for me, it looked like an absolute rugby tackle. If you see it in slow motion, especially, there is a frame where Mane is gone. He's clear from Christensen, and he's got both of his arms around him and almost drags him down on the floor. Yellow card given initially. Exactly. A yellow card initially. Ref has a little look. And, of course, it is that red card, which was as totally, like you say, it was deserved. I think Chelsea, in a way, were almost quite lucky that that red card happened when it did because I think Trent had a free kick and then the half was over. So Frank actually made the change at half-time to bring on Tomori, take off Havertz, who hadn't had a good game. Let's be honest, man. There was a stat that came up half an hour in. I don't think it changed. Liverpool 3 attempts, Chelsea 0. We were playing such a high press. They looked dangerous on counter-attacks, couldn't get away from us. Half-time, Thiago comes on, the beautiful man that we were talking about all week, bro. I was seeing him getting his shirt on. Thiago Alcantara.
With the fucking Spanish dancing, lad. Thiago's the man. He's the man. Oh, when
he comes on. How happy are you?
Lads, brother, I was so happy to see him. Obviously, I think it was due to Jordan Henderson having a thigh problem, weren't it, that he came on in the second half. Was not expecting to see a full 45 minutes from my man. But you know what, mate? Bar the penalty, which I thought was very soft. Brilliant performance. Quality. Exactly what we want to bring. Exactly what we want to reel in Thiago for. The passes, the dynamic of what his brain brings to our team is unbelievable, Alex. You can tell if you can tell off 45 minutes of football that a player is going to be class for the next 2 or 3 years, then maybe even longer, then that just speaks a lot. And that was good opposition. He hasn't had that much time to gel in with the team. That's class. Class is permanent, and that's just how it is. Alex, my mate, Thiago's top 3, gotta say, best midfielders in the world. And I'm saying that off 45 minutes.
Do you know what? I think the first time he gets the ball, he doesn't just control it. He rolls his studs over it, looks up. And, I mean, some of the passes that he was trying, you just wouldn't get that from our other midfielders. I think the lads on commentary said that. He even did a no-look, little clippers, I think, if you saw that. Absolutely oozes class. And when Henderson came off, was a bit gutted because we know how crucial Henderson is when he's on the pitch and how likely we are to win when he's on the pitch. But then Thiago comes on and you go, well, actually, it's not a bad replacement, is it, if anything? Talk to me about how you saw Thiago in the second half and how he pretty much just controlled the game, apart from that soft penalty, like you say.
Yeah, listen, mate, like I said, I actually liked the fact that he was getting stuck in there. Of course, you know, you'd have to stay off the man when he is in the box with Werner. But other than that, mate, absolutely dictated play. Not only did he dictate play, he looked confident doing it. He was filled, oozing with supreme confidence all over that second half. And do you know what, mate? I was in the same boat as you. I was thinking, do you know what? We do lose a lot to the team when Jordan Henderson is out of it. And that could really hinge our chances of maybe not conceding or maybe conceding a goal against Chelsea or whatever. But Thiago controlled it beautifully. I liked the way he pressed. I liked his play on the ball. I liked the things he was looking for. He was looking for things that I weren't seeing. He was looking for passes that I weren't seeing, and I like that. And that's what I think is brilliant about Thiago. And for him to be able to perform so confidently, so soundly in 45 minutes with very little training with his team, I think us Liverpool fans, Alex, have got a lot to be excited for with Thiago, mate.
Not too sure what happened there, guys. A little technical issue. We'll get James back in there. Sorry, bro. I'm not too sure what happened there.
It's cool, man.
I'm not too sure what happened there at all.
Fucking hell, Alex, lad. Swerve using the McDonald's Wi-Fi, brother.
No, do you know what? I've actually got the Ethernet cable plugged in. Yeah, but someone did make that comment one time. But anyway, listen, you were talking about Thiago. Let's get straight back into that, man.
Yeah, man, I don't know quite where it was, but basically, in long story short, mate, I was just very impressed with the way he comes into that team, with the little time that he's had, to train around the other players. And not only that, I liked his aggression. I liked what he's done on the ball. I liked he was looking for things that I couldn't see. And you know what, mate? Us Liverpool fans, I don't know if you've all heard me say this before, but we have every single reason to be excited for Thiago Alcantara before and after watching him play.
Yeah, it came on, really made the difference. Let's talk about the first goal. So, I mean, listen, we pressed them all game. There wasn't 10 minutes that really went by without us forcing them into a mistake, really. The first goal comes from a break down the right side. Firmino with the perfect inch cross. And Mane, still with a lot of work to do, heads it in. That's 1-0. I think that's around 50 minutes. And then the second one was equally as impressive as well. But talk to us about the first goal. Bobby with the assist, which is good.
Listen, mate, it's good to see Bobby, who I actually thought had a much more improved performance today than what I saw against Leeds. I think anyone can agree on that. Today, mate, he just wanted to get involved. He wanted to be in there. You could see he was up for it. And then when he see a man like Sadio Mane chilling at that back post, Bobby Firmino knows that he needs to swing it in. And he does. He does it perfectly. And we know Mane can get a goal in any situations. And also, we talk about Mane's... I forgot the order of them now, but the one where Kepa was second. The second one, yeah. Kepa, where, by the way, I did say Kepa was going to be one big flaw for Chelsea in this game leading into it. I think that was just obvious, though. Do you know what I mean, mate? It's just, he's a terrible goalkeeper, in terms of the mistakes that he makes. And if you want to be getting top four, that's just not good enough. But like you said, with Sadio Mane, the hunger, the drive, not just class, not just all. He's humble. He's hungry. He wants to win. And do you know what I loved about Sadio Mane? He was running all game. He's genuinely a once in a lifetime player in terms of everything that he brings to the table, not just in one aspect, everything.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. 2 goals today. The second one just, epitomised what he's all about. Could have definitely got a third. I think Ronaldo had a very late chance. It came off Kepa and he could have scored there.
Well, Salah shot, and then it fell to Wijnaldum and he just kind of stumbled off.
Salah had a chance. Trent with a couple of free kicks. I mean, definitely it was damage limitation in terms of what Frank Lampard was thinking when it got to 2-0. They weren't, a threat really. Until the penalty came, Thiago giving it away, very soft. But listen, it was a great, there you go. Alisson Becker with the save. And you know what, bro? I might be wrong here. But is that the first penalty save Alisson's made for Liverpool?
Right, I was thinking this. Do you know when Jorginho stepped up for the penalty? I was there thinking in my head, like, have you ever saved a penalty, like, in a game for us? And I was just thinking, like, I can't remember of a time, but listen, whether he has or he hasn't, he has now. And that was a very important one because, mate, if Chelsea scored that, they got momentum. They brought on Barkley and Abraham towards the end of the game. They were looking a bit dangerous there. You could see Werner was absolutely pissed off from being in Fabinho's back pocket all game. Yeah. Mate, absolutely pissed off. He was there trying to climb out of that back pocket, and then Fabinho was just like get back down there. Get back down there, you little shit. Lads, it was just, it was boss, lads. It was absolutely amazing. I've lost my train of thought of what I was saying, but...
Great penalty save. There was a replay that, he might have come off his line. That was turned away.
Yeah.
Great save. And then let's talk about Fabinho, actually. Brought in today at centre-back. A lot of people were saying we don't need a fourth-choice centre-back. We've got Fabinho. In the first 5 minutes alone, Werner was up against him one-on-one, and he dealt with him very comfortably both times. A lot of talk about fourth-choice centre-back. But if we go now into the season knowing that Fabinho could drop into that fourth-choice centre-back and play well like he did today, would you be happy now to not buy anyone else? Knowing that also if he goes into centre-back, it allows a Keita or Ronaldo to start in midfield as well, alongside Hendo and Thiago.
Definitely. That was one thing I thought of. It was like, this gives more openness to the midfield. It allows a Keita to come in. It allows more space for the Thiago to come in. But as for Fabinho today, mate, I think he came into that game a centre defensive mid. And I'm not going to lie, Alex, for the foreseeable future, he might have came out of that game as a centre-back. He was unreal. People talk about, obviously Mane will be given the man of the match or someone will be... But if I have to give a personal man of the match to someone, mate, I'm going for Fabinho. There's 2 times in that game where he's in a one-on-one opportunity and he's got to deal with it well. And he's not used to that position. He doesn't play there all the time. It might just be a bit further back to the pitch. But when you've got Kai Havertz and Timo Werner running at you, it's not an easy thing to deal with. And he dealt with it. He looked like Van Dijk when he first joined the club. Calm, composed, Mr. Incredible. Lads, he looked boss. It genuinely felt like we had a new signing at centre-back. And I am very happy. I was happy when we signed Thiago. I was more than happy when we signed Jota. Believe me, I don't think we need anybody else. Because one thing that Fabinho going centre-back does, it allows more time for Gomez to improve and fight for that position. Because that's one thing I think is going to bring the best out of all these players, competition. And that's what I like to see about Fabinho. And I even said it before the game, I loved the move because it's not that I didn't want to see Joe Gomez start this game, but I did think for this game specifically, for the very much needed 3 points that we should have got, I said Matip, but I was very happy to see Fabinho.
Yeah, absolutely comfortable at centre-back alongside Van Dijk. I mean, if we're rounding up the players that we might not have now for first the Lincoln game, but then the Arsenal game a week on Monday, Henderson maybe a doubt now, especially after coming off at half-time. Gomez maybe should be back in time. You've got Matip, who's also out. They also didn't even include Hotter in the squad today, so he's got to come back. But I think knowing now that we might be without a centre-back for Thursday's game, at least against Lincoln, I'd be happy with Fabinho there. Let's just finish on your man of the match. I mean, you mentioned Mane, you mentioned Fabinho. Thiago had a great game second half. Who are you going for?
Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane, of course you are.
Lads, like, I've
That's
got
a silly question, isn't it?
yeah, you know it, lad. I've got to go with it, but lad, like I said though, like the players you said as well, Thiago, amazing. Fabinho genuinely couldn't have had a better performance, but Mane was the one who went out there and got the goals that we needed to win the game.
Absolutely. Listen, bro, I'm going to let you get off. Listen, me and James will be filming with each other again. There's never enough of our content together, bro. We're going to be linking up on Wednesday in Liverpool and doing some stuff for your channel and mine. So until then, brother, I will see you then. Much love. Go and
love you, lads. Have a good one. Have a good one. See you later, everyone.
In a bit. There he goes then, James Redmond. Very happy. I'm going to bring in Stephen, then we're going to go to Darren and then Hitman. Stephen, talk to me.
That is what you call a champion performance. Today was the performance every player put 100% in. I know with Chelsea going down to 10 men, it'd be like, Liverpool should win. But like when you go down to 10 men, sometimes you add that advantage because the other teams think, oh my God, these are going to come in and like beat us. But no, the other team's going to think like, we'll just sit back, stay in the game as long as we can, and then try and hit them on the break. And that's what Chelsea were trying to do today, because I think Frank Lampard said before the match he's going to go defensive because of the last results against us. So he said he's going to sit back and like try and break them, but that never worked. And like today was just every man on that field for Liverpool today was class. And Thiago coming on, he's going to be a player this season. He's going to be the player.
Listen, just before we start, can you just put your phone down on the side? Just so we've got a still... Yeah, there you go. I love that. I love the new headphones and mic, by the way. Let's just keep it still when you're moving. You mentioned Thiago. Let's talk about him. Obviously, none of us thought that he would be playing at least... I mean, I was hopeful we might get 15 at the end, but to play 45... and to fit in just as seamlessly as he did, this kid, I tell you what, he just oozes world-class juice.
It's like what James Redmond said, he's out the 3 world-class midfielders, he's one of them. It's because last season, say if Henderson got injured, I know we won the league, but like if Henderson got injured, I was like thinking, who's going to come in? But like, if he gets injured, look who we've got. We've got Thiago, and he's going to be one of the world-class or midfielders for this season, because I'm telling you now, the work what he put in that second half, some balls, the accuracy was amazing from him. And like I said in the transfer window, if we just sign Thiago, that's good, but we may need an attacking player, and we've got them both, 2 world-class players. Thiago and Diego Jota. Where Diego Jota, say if Mane or like Salah gets injured, you've got him to put in the slot, and he's going to be, and them 2 are going to be a hell of a players this season.
Yeah, absolutely. We go into the League Cup game now on Thursday against Lincoln with full confidence, and then Arsenal a week on Monday, who scraped through against West Ham. They have 2 wins, just like we do though now. Arsenal 6 points at the top of the table with Liverpool. I mean, I'd love to see Bobby Firmino come back to goal scoring form against Arsenal. To be honest, all of the front 3 love a goal against Arsenal. And I think now if we can punish them as well with the likes of Thiago, Jota coming on, it just makes me so excited for what's to come this season.
It's like with the games coming up, or like the games coming like quick and fast. So I said I think we need these players like Thiago and Jota to come in just to fit in case like Mane or like Firmino, Henderson gets injured. And like today with Fabinho, he played really well in defence, and I think if he can just keep up that in the next few games, we may not have to like spend like 15 to 20 million on a defender if we've got Fabinho there who can like challenge for that defensive spot. Say if like Joe Gomez or like Massive, where I don't think he's going to work out because you don't know if he's injured or not. So if we can work out and like if he can play well week in week out, we've got like a good defender there to go with either side of Van Dijk.
Absolutely. Listen, Steve, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thanks for coming on. We'll get you on for the Thursday one as well after Lincoln. Take care, my G.
Take care. See ya.
Nice one. David Shenton here saying he's happy to admit he was wrong when he didn't think we were in for Thiago. Yeah, I remember. Listen, David comments a lot of great stuff on the channel. And I remember when the Thiago rumours were building, he wasn't fully sold. But now we've seen what Thiago does and what he is and what a signing he is. Let's get Darren onto the show next. How are we doing, fella? Good time to see you. 2-0 to the Reds.
Yeah, easy in the end, Alex. Like watching FIFA, it was. The millionaire Blues were left feeling blue at the end, weren't they? Blue seeing red all day long. What a result. I mean, 2-0, clean sheet. And Thiago coming on at half time. You could just see Klopp getting in his ear on the touchline. Just giving him that bit of a talk, getting on. But how easy it was for Thiago. Thiago went out there. He could have even, if Liverpool had to score 4 or 5 goals today, they would have. You know what I mean? It was just go out there, get the win, keep a clean sheet. And when we went 2-0 up a couple of minutes into the second half, it was just about not doing anything stupid or getting any injuries. And I just said it before Alisson made the save, the penalty, that he was due a penalty save, especially after he hasn't saved the penalty in a while. He let a few in against Arsenal, the Shield.
Yeah.
So it happened to pull her off, so it was great. So no surprises there, and just reminders again what a top keeper and shot stopper he is.
Yeah, there was another opportunity for Abraham, I think, where he tried to curl it into that far post low, and Alisson saves it again. I mean, that kind of concentration from the goalkeeper to pull off a penalty save, get back up, and then save that shot from Abraham as well. That concentration was just so missing from, I would say, 2013 right up until Alisson joined at the club. And it's those kind of moments that make us not worry anymore. I mean, 2-3 years ago, not two or three, maybe 4 years ago, we're 2-0 up in those kind of games, and Karius or Mignolet lets 2 in. All of a sudden, the last 15 minutes is really nervous, but we've come away looking, well, we've come away with a clean sheet and 2 goals scored. It's just so impressive.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Despite the team we have now, I did say on the show last week, Alex, that we're the type of team now with the maturity and the all-round game we have, and the composure and the mentality that we have, that we're so good that we can come out today, sneak a 1-0, sneak a 2-0, 2-1, whatever. Or we could have went out today and done what we've done at Anfield, put 5 past them, conceded a load of goals. So we've different ways now of seeing out teams and winning games, and it just shows why we're champions again today. And today was a big statement, a big marker, because the media had a lot to say for Chelsea and put Liverpool down like they always do, a lot of negativity. But today we just showed it. I mean, as I said, we left Frankie and the boys feeling blue, and it was just sweet at the end.
Yeah, I mean, there was a video that went out on Twitter, Darren, you'll have seen this, over on Terry's channel, where a Chelsea fan said Lampard has sussed out Klopp. It's the perfect time to play Liverpool. I mean, that's half the reason why this video is titled My Arse, because to me it looked like Frank absolutely was playing second fiddle the whole time. There was an interesting point made during the commentary where they said if there was fans inside the stadium, they would not have accepted Chelsea's defensive style of play today. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think the Chelsea fans will be fuming. I mean, I watched them against Brighton midweek, and when Brighton got back into the game, I thought Brighton might get something here, and then Chelsea scored a cracker. It was Reece James, and then they got the third senior out. But I wasn't that convinced by Chelsea, and I was very confident going into today's game. Mind you, I thought it would have been a better game for Chelsea, and there might have been more goals in it. But I did go with the bold statement at the start of the game to back Liverpool to win and get a clean sheet.
Yeah, and how right you were. James before actually predicted that we'd win 2-0. I've got a screenshot of me predicting I'd win 2-0 to my Chelsea mate. He's actually gone offline on his WhatsApp. He's not really replying to me at the minute, which I don't know why. It might be something to do with the fact that, he gave me dog's abuse, and a screenshot saying, I can't wait to batter you Scousers on Sunday. But like I said, phone's turned off, so I can't get through to him. But going forward, Darren, I mean, Mane's on 2 goals for the season now. Salah's on 3. Great start for the lads. You'd love to see Bobby score in the next game, wouldn't you?
Arsenal he'll score against. He scored a couple against Arsenal before. I remember one game he scored a no-look, a left foot and a right foot against Arsenal. We won 5-1 and we were a goal down. And that was even at the stage where we weren't quite champions. We were the nearly men. Kind of like what Chelsea might be in their development stage now, the nearly men. But I think Bobby will do it. He's due obviously a goal again at Anfield. He only got one last season towards the end. So I think it's a good time to play Arsenal, just in form for them. I think Arteta will do well at Arsenal. It won't be that easy of a game, but I think it'll be normal service for the champions, normal service at the Fortress next week. I've no doubt about that.
Yeah, I cannot wait for us to get back to Anfield and hopefully give Arsenal a slump in. The 2 goals, the first one, brilliant cross from Bobby Firmino, great assist, who really did put some great link-up play in today. And then Mane with the header. It actually reminded me, I'm not sure if you remember this goal, Darren. You might do. We play United away in 2009, the year after we win there 4-1. And Kop does a very similar cross. And in the air, Torres finds the space and heads it. It reminded me of that one. I'm not sure if you remember, but there's still a lot for Mane at that point.
I do remember, but I think Mane's today was just better work or better passage of play going in. But it was similar, yeah. That was a very probably the best similarity to Mane's goal today. But I mean, the play for Mane's goal today, it was take your choice. It was either Pro Evo goal or FIFA. You know what I mean? It was just PlayStation stuff or Xbox. Again, you have 2 choices, but I mean, it just shows. Like we talked about, Thiago Friday, Jota Saturday, and today was Sadio Sunday. So what a 3 days it's been to be a Red.
Yeah, unbelievable few days to be a Liverpool fan, and it's only getting better. Are you worried at all about Henderson coming off at half-time? We all know that our stats with him in the team equals more victories than when he's not in the team. Is that anything to worry about or precaution?
I think it might have been precaution, Alex. I think he's had a toy. Is it a toy he had today? So it doesn't sound too worrying. We don't play Arsenal for another 8 days. At Brighton at the end of the last season, I did say the same, and then he was out right till the end of the season. So hopefully it's not that serious. But we have Thiago, we've Gini, we've Fabinho that can go in there. Naby Keita, hopefully Oxlade-Chamberlain's back soon. Milner came in, very composed, very professional, kept it easy, done all the easy stuff right, which is what you need to see a game out. So I wouldn't be too worried, but as I said, if we hadn't got Thiago there, I would be slightly more worried. But with Thiago coming in today, world class, what a player. I mean, he's not even 48 hours signed for the team. He comes into a game at that momentum, that high expectation away to possibly one of our title rivals, and just puts in a performance like that. I know we gave away the penalty. It was a bit harsh, and it was just first game back in, but it was unbelievable. What a player. He's just unbelievable. That's all I can say from him. I'm lost for words to describe Thiago at the moment.
Yeah, Kosai here says, I was nervous, to be honest. I loved the way we played when Thiago came on. I mean, I'm not putting it right down to Thiago, but no goals in the first half. Thiago comes on and we scored 10 in his first 10 minutes as a Liverpool player. You can see that the tempo that he creates when he's on the ball, whether he wants to slow it down. You saw an exchange of passes between him and Salah, just knocking it back to each other, and then he might do a little no-look flick out. He just finds those passes that maybe you and I wouldn't see, but it seems like he just fits in beautifully and he just controls the tempo.
Well, having another world-class defensive midfielder similar to Fabinho and having someone that has an eye to create them assists, be that bit more creative, just sees things that other players don't see. I mean, we've seen the honours he's won so far in the game, the contribution he's made playing for Barcelona, Bayern Munich and the Spanish national team, which is an unbelievable team. He's just world class. And the last time we signed a player of that caliber where they've actually been world class is probably been Torres, because I know we signed Mascherano, Alonso, Suarez. They weren't at that peak or that world class identity to what Thiago is. So to get him in, being at that caliber for the money we paid, I think it works out at 5 million a year. You could say the first year's for free because we've got 5 million. The Coutinho transfer. It's just an excellent piece of work from Michael Edwards. I mean, someone tweeted the other day, what we gonna do with Michael Edwards is jail for robbery. It's unbelievable. What on and off the field, it's been perfect.
Absolute genius. Darren, listen, I'm going to say goodbye to you. I can't wait to you after Thursday. We're actually filming with AFTV on Thursday. Obviously, we play them a week on Monday. So, I mean, I guess I'll be back online for fan cams after the game. But listen, great result. Love that. You get a clean sheet and take care.
Take care, bro.
Right, sorry to Hitman. He's been waiting in the sidelines for some time, but he's got a smile on his face. He's wearing the home kit, which looked absolutely beautiful today. How are you, first and foremost, bro? You good?
I'm good, bro. You know, I'm good, man. How yourself?
I'm very well after that game today. Do you know what, bro? This one's a real important one for me because I'm based in London. it's difficult when you bump into a Chelsea fan and they like to remind you of this and that and the slip and what have you. But that's 4 Premier League wins against Chelsea in a row now, home and away, double. I mean, how impressed were you today?
You know what? I think it was class today. Last week, it just showed last week how good Leeds played. Because our defence today, on point, you get what I mean? So, I was happy with that, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely dominant from the first minute in terms of that high press. It was mentioned during the commentary just how high Liverpool were. I mean, are you ever worried at sometimes, though, Hitman, when we do play a high line and we might lose it in the final third? It does leave us fairly open at the back.
Open, yeah. You know what? I think we could have back 5.
You could see that Frank tried to put Werner up against Fabinho.
Yeah.
In that panel.
Fabinho was class today, to be fair. You know what it is? Against teams, when you play with a fast striker, it worries me. But then at the same time, it don't, because Van Dijk's so good at sweeping up. You know what I mean? So I think they play that high line so they know that the other team's always on the back foot against them. You know what I mean? Because Chelsea today, they were so scared, they couldn't get out the box. They couldn't push us. So with us pressing them so high, they just wanted to defend. They couldn't attack because they knew if they attacked us, we'd catch them on a counter-attack.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we did for the first goal. Bobby Firmino swings it in from the right. Lovely little dink cross. And Mane in the air wins it and then scores again. I mean, that second goal, bro, talk to me about that, because that's the epitome of someone who just does not give up and does not expect anything less from themselves. He absolutely batters himself if he thinks he's done wrong by the team, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? He's gonna enjoy playing with Thiago, because as soon as Thiago came on, it was just mad. Like, he changed the whole game. Like, it was 0-0 at half time. As soon as he came on, couple passes were in 1-0. Like, it's gonna be scary this season, because we never actually had that in midfield last season. All of our midfield players are all the same. They all tackle, quick high press. We never had one that can pierce the defense. Now with Thiago, now we have that Kevin De Bruyne in our team. So we're going to go up to another level, I think, attacking-wise.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think Thiago showed that he can link up with the strikers and the defenders, really, in terms of being that man to feed the guys up top. Some of his, obviously, he gave the penalty away. It's very soft. But some of his, if you just watched him, forget the rest of the game, just watch Thiago and watch the little stud rolls he does when the ball comes to him, the little no-looks, the little flicks around the corner, the little, he's looking this way but passes it this way. He just, and I know this sounds mad, bro, but he seems like he's already too
perfect fit for Liverpool. Yeah. I just said the same thing to my friend. Like, you would never think that was his first game for Liverpool. Like, he fits straight in. Like, it shows how world-class players can just fit straight into a team and a system. Like, it was quite scary, to be fair. I didn't think he'd play that well straight away. So if he can do that straight away, when he settled in within a few months, I don't know what else he's going to do, man. It's going to be quite scary, to be fair.
Absolutely. Talk to me about the subs that we brought on. Minamino came on, Milner came on, and who else as well? Obviously, Thiago.
Yeah.
I mean, the bench now, Hitman, is going to be such a tough place to break into. I mean, you look at that bench today, you had no Gomez on there, no Matip, no Jota, no Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. He wasn't on there. So many options now, Claudia T says.
Yeah, we've got I think this is the strongest squad we've ever had, to be fair. I think last season we done all right, but we knew we needed to add a few additions. He's gone and bought a backup for the attackers with Jota. He's got Tsimikas for Robbo. And now he's got Thiago now. I think we need one more centre-back. I've seen that they're in talks with or talking about Kabak. Yeah. I think we definitely need one more centre-back. Today proved it. We had 2 defenders out. Don't get me wrong, Fabinho was class. But when you play Fabinho centre-back, you lose what he offers in midfield. So I think we definitely need another centre-back to replace Lovren. I think once we get that centre-back, we've got the ideal squad to challenge for every cup, to be fair, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you tweet the other day saying a centre-back and we're done. I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate now. I mean, Fabinho comes in today, plays centre-back. and it allows another player to go into
To
the
play in midfield. Yeah.
the other side of the coin. How many times has Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, and Wijnaldum all been on the same pitch at the same time together?
Yeah.
I mean, would you be too mad now if Klopp said, right, that's it, Fabinho's our fourth choice centre-back, knowing as well just how many central midfielders we got?
That's the thing. It's an option we can do, because obviously you can play Thiago and Hendo sitting and then Naby in front of them, or even he's got so many options. But I just think in midfield, he offers so much more. When he plays in defence, as you've seen today, Chelsea broke the line a few times. When he's in midfield, they don't get past the midfield. Do you get what I mean? So he takes a lot of pressure off the defence. Without Thiago there, I mean, not Thiago, Fabinho there, they seem to get past our midfield a little bit easier. I think he offers that steal in midfield. I think I really like him in centre mid. Don't get me wrong, he's class in centre back as well, but I think he loses a lot of his game playing centre back.
Yeah, let's talk quickly about Chelsea. I mean, they didn't offer much up top. Timo Werner had a couple of half chances, really, nothing to sniff at. He missed when he was offside. Kosai here says Timo Morata didn't come good today. Claudia T. Werner got scored today by Fabinho. Very impressive. I mean, Werner was obviously on our radar. We wanted him. There was no sort of hiding that. We were all over it, wanting him. Are you happy, though, in a way that this has happened today in terms of he's the one that's come away with no points? And it looks like, to be honest with you, it could be some time before Chelsea, get back up, right up there. I mean, after today, they were miles off.
Yeah. I think
out still.
I don't know. I did think they will do well this season, but watching today and obviously last week, their defense is really shaky, man. And I don't think they're going to do well until they sign a top class defender like a Van Dijk kind of defender. You know what I mean? I think Thiago Silva's a good short term replacement, but then at the age at 35, is he going to handle the Premier League, the pace? You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a mad one. I don't know. They've got the players there to push on. If they're going to do it, it's a big difference. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Klopp said in his interview after, we have to show this hunger all the time. For us, it is really important. We only have to convince ourselves. And then Mane, he said, I love it because we've had these situations a lot where he chases the keeper down and puts pressure on him. I love it when they get the reward for these situations. First goal was nice. Everyone involved. Sadio did well. I mean, Klopp knows that the high press, especially Mane with his pace, can absolutely embarrass teams. Kepa had the ball comfortably, and Mane just makes him so nervous. I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan.
I think, you know what, to be fair, today's performance, I think last week, Leeds' performance was a kick in the arse that we needed, to be fair.
Yeah.
It shows that we have to be on job every game. And I think that kind of was a wake-up call because we was nothing like we was last week. And if you be honest, Chelsea's team's way better than Leeds.
Absolutely.
And they didn't even bother us. They didn't even threat us once all game, apart from the penalty miss and the few chances Werner had. But it just shows we're going to have to be on point every game because every team wants to beat us. Yeah,
just seen a tweet here. Lampard absolutely hates us. I mean, what do you make of this kind of Lampard-Klopp rivalry today? Has it really been put to bed? I mean, 4 wins in a row now.
Yeah, I think it's just a silly rivalry, to be fair. Obviously, Lampard's the new kid on the block. He's trying to get one over Klopp, and obviously, it's not going to happen, is it? Like you said, 4 defeats now, and I don't see Chelsea beating us anytime soon. So he's just going to have to hold his corner, man. Learning curve.
Absolutely. Listen, bro, I hope to have you on the next set of fan cams. Really inspiring, man. Just a little quick stat for you before you go. Thiago had 75 passes more than
I just seen any Chelsea player.
There you go.
Scary.
Absolutely bossed it. And you have to. Take care, my bro. See you next time.
Bro. See you later.
Right, we'll get one more fan cam in. This is Louis. How are we doing, sir? You well?
How you doing? Are you?
Yeah, not bad, bro. Not bad at all. Talk to me about the game. 2-0. Clean sheet, most importantly. Fabinho, the midfielder, drops into centre-back, and it's an absolutely masterful performance from the Reds.
He was class. He was the man of the match, I thought. I thought that when we went 2-0 up, it would have been 4. We just strolled around. We didn't really want any more. We knew we won the game. Alisson with a big penalty save. Didn't really think it was a penalty. Little clip. Not much in it. But I don't see Chelsea contending with us or City this year at all.
I mean, they looked far apart in terms of obviously the score, but in terms of the defence as well, they brought on Tomori because Christensen got sent off. Was that a straight red for you?
100%. No one can argue against that. 100% straight red. Rugby tackled him to the floor.
Yeah, absolutely rugby tackled him, to be honest. Liam Roach here says, Lampard under pressure. I mean, 2 games in, they just about beat Brighton the other night, Louis. Do you think now that the cracks are potentially starting to show in terms of the keeper still needs replacing, the defence needs sorting, is he now under pressure already?
I don't really think he's under pressure. I mean, he's got Chilwell to come back in, Ziyech. He's got his keeper, Mendy, to come back in, Thiago Silva. Obviously, it's not ideal. He hasn't got his players in, but I don't think he's under pressure. I think he'll finish third. But
Third?
I don't think... Yeah, third. I don't see him competing with Liverpool City this year. I think it'll be 2-horse race again.
Yeah, let's go back to the goal scorer, Sadio Mane. James Redmond, obviously a huge fan of Mane. Thinks he's the best player in the world. I mean, today it shows the brawn and the beauty, I guess, of Mane's game. The beauty with the header and the brawn where he just absolutely chases down that pass onto Kepa. I mean, if you're the goalkeeper in that situation and the ball's kind of zipping across to you, you take a touch, and you've got a player running at you like that, it's going to absolutely panic you.
I mean, we always see it from free pressing and everything, but it doesn't help that got Kepa in there. He's not a good keeper at all. He's got no confidence whatsoever. He gets criticised every week, but Mane just chased him down. He knew what he's like. Kepa bottled it, really.
Yeah, brilliant from Mane. Absolutely love that goal. Interesting point here from Kosai. Listen, we've all seen Jorginho's penalties before. I think the key here was Alisson standing up and waiting until he'd kicked it. A lot of keepers have maybe worked his penalties out now where he does the little skip, the jump up and then the pass. I think Alisson did brilliantly to one, save it, and then 2, clear the danger.
100% serves him right. It's a terrible run-up. Every penalty taker that does that normally misses. It's stupid. The little stutter before he does it serves him right. I thought Werner would be taking it, to be honest.
Yeah, interested to see that Jorginho took it. To be fair, he did score against Brighton in the last game, so he deserved to take it today. But do you think now that, like you say, Werner might take them?
What do you say then? I didn't quite catch that.
Do you think Werner will take them now for Chelsea?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But let's go on to Thiago. Class.
Yeah, let's talk Thiago. I mean, 75 passes more than any Chelsea player, even though he came on at half time. The key word for this man is tempo. He just controls it.
He's so relaxed on the ball, so relaxed. Just strings it around like it's nothing and everything. And I can see him starting against Arsenal next week. I can see Jota starting against Lincoln midweek in the Carabao Cup with Curtis Jones. Mino as well. I mean, I think we'll have a fairly decent team out, but none of the big names really will be on that team sheet. It'll be against Arsenal next week.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, Lou, thanks so much for coming on. I hope to see you on the next stream, mate. All the best.
All right, see you in a bit, mate.
Right then, guys. Of course, 2 wins from 2 games. Couldn't have started any better for Liverpool. A resounding 2-0 win away at Chelsea. That's 4 Premier League wins against Chelsea in a row. Can't get over that. Absolutely brilliant achievement from the Reds, especially a big shout out today to 3 people. 1, Fabinho, an absolute colossus at the back. Didn't really have much to contend with, to be fair. You would have thought that maybe in the second half they would have brought on a Tammy or a Giroud a bit earlier than they did to just maybe scuffle about. But once that red card had happened, effectively, Frank knew that the game was over. It was all about the first goal in the second half. We got that. And we made sure the game was dead as well with the second goal. Could have scored 3 or 4. But I think after 70 minutes, we knew the game was done and all we had to do was control it. They couldn't press us because they'd leave themselves open at the back. And I'm super over the moon. This is a big statement from us, especially defensively, keeping that clean sheet with Fabinho and Alisson with the penalty save. Another shout out to the second man, and that's Sadio Mane. 2 goals away at Stamford Bridge. He loves it. scoring in the big games for Liverpool. It's a brace today. Such different goals. I think the first one is a beautiful flick, and the second one is just pure determination. Man of the match for me. And the third shout out is to man like Thiago Alcantara, an absolute magician on the ball. Already we can see that we're just going to go from here to here with him, especially starting every game in midfield. Obviously came on today at half-time. I hope Jordan Henderson isn't out for long. No matter what anyone says, he needs to start every game for me personally. I mean, I listened to the game today for the first time without the fan noise, and you actually hear every single pass Jordan directs and shouts at. So that leader, that vocal leader on the pitch is missed when he goes off. So hopefully he's back in for the Arsenal game. Hopefully it was just a precaution. Lincoln on Thursday, expect to see a much changed team. I'm going to put our match review for that on Wednesday up in Liverpool. I do even do a little preview to what I think will be the lineup as well. So next week we have, tomorrow I'll be doing it on the radar. Of course, there's 2 weeks left now of the transfer window. To be honest, I don't know if we're going to sign anyone else. So let me know if you still want to see on the radar. We don't know if we're going to get anyone else in. We've got our main 2 targets now. And I believe personally that we will not be getting anyone else, especially a centre-back after you've seen Fabinho's performance today. So that's on Monday potentially. Wednesday, I'm heading up to Liverpool to film with James Redmond. We'll do a look forward to the Lincoln game. And then back to London on Thursday, filming with the AFTV lads again, Robbie and Troops down at Wembley Park to speak to them about the big game a week on Monday, Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield, a game that we normally win very comfortably, at least in the last 4 years anyway. So to round off today, absolutely incredible performance from the Reds from start to finish. Cross-Eye, one last comment, says he cannot wait to slap Arsenal. They're deluding themselves after 2 wins against West Ham and Fulham, thinking they're going to get top 4. Well, they can dream, can't they? Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, just click that subscribe button, click the bell as well, so you're always notified every time we go live on this channel, the Kop TV. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers as well. If you haven't already, like I said, hit that button. Thank you very much, Claudia. Great show, Alex, she says. I will see you guys tomorrow as we enter a new week after being the champions, the Campiones of England. James Fitzgerald saying legend. Big up to you, sir. Take care. All the best.